Go ahead.
So you think you're a 10?
Yeah. I think I'm gorgeous. I think I'm perfect.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way. You're not
Please
a 10.
lay it on me.
You're not a 10.
Okay. That's just your opinion.
All right. First of all, every time I feel like we stamp out a roach, aka a white man with a podcast like this,
Pause
he
it.
contributes literally nothing up.
So she, Drew, said, every time we stamp out a roach, a cockroach, aka a white man with a podcast. Now,
which is just redundant, by the way, right? Do all white men in America today have a podcast, I think?
Yes.
Are there any men who don't?
It's like a trope.
It's
a trope.
re-put back in the world.
Like, our voices are being silenced. Let's put them back out
we
there.
gotta reinforce it.
So basically, she was reacting to a clip from our podcast. We have a segment, actually, perhaps we should do it before we wrap, where we ask everyone to rate themselves on the scale of 1 to 10 in terms of their physical appearance. And the girl said she was a 10, and
you said she's not.
I said she wasn't.
But that's your opinion.
Maybe there's like maybe she's a 10.
But so in any case, she's reacting to, I'm perhaps a bit blunt or rude in me saying, hey, look, I don't, she identifies as a 10 and I do not subscribe to her self-assessment. But I guess the troubling statement that I found there was, she says, another cockroach, or what did she say? We stamped out another cockroach, aka a white man with a podcast. Now, I think if you were to replace white man with any other group, that would be or at least viewed from someone who's
of course,
as a very troublesome statement.
White people are the only race that you're not only permitted to disparage, but actually encouraged to disparage, and you can legally discriminate against. And then men are the sex that you're allowed to publicly disparage, encouraged to do so, can discriminate
it's
against.
because they those two, white people as a race and men as a sex, whatever chromosomes, whatever makes you feel most comfortable putting it, have, yes, you guys can face discrimination, but there's no prejudice line in between it. So honestly, it's just words.
There's
it's
no
just
prejudice.
words.
She's called white people cockroaches.
Okay, and you want to know what I've been called? My people have been called last. I would rather you have that one
I don't
statement.
think you get called all those terrible things, do you?
I got a message yesterday saying he's gonna burn me alive like the nigga I am. So yes, I do all the day, constantly, day in, day out. That's the difference.
Disavow.
Is your life
disavow?
No, it's not, because of what he's saying it's not happening.
I just wonder, because you get a message from a guy online, right? Every public person gets all these mean, really nasty messages. But in the culture, the only racially disparaging message that anyone could hear in movies and TV and music is against white people. You would never hear it against any other race.
Oh, you wouldn't? Because it's been in the movies and TVs and the
I had to
past.
hear
maybe one example.
I heard my white teacher read the hard N word. Like, what do you mean?
Well, that's fine.
In Huckleberry Finn?
Yeah, if you're reading
No, I was
Huckleberry
talking
Finn.
about To Kill a Mockingbird. But it's
What
you're not understanding is
these
words. What you're saying is because there's you guys didn't face the prejudice and discrimination for all those years backing behind it. Does it make it as does it make it as a problem?
Right
Yes,
now,
no, it's not wrong.
Right now, all unjust racial prejudice at the public level is directed against white people. And to a little bit Asian people, because they get lumped in affirmative action too. It's the only race, also a little bit with Asians, but it's mostly white people. It is legal to discriminate against white people for the purposes of getting into colleges and getting jobs. That's not true of any other race. In fact, other races have an advantage. They get
because of what? Because why?
Yeah,
because why, Michael? Because why, Michael?
Diversity hiring practices.
But because why? Why are these in place? Why are these in place?
Because of an unconstitutional policy called affirmative action.
But why do we have affirmative action? Why? Why?
Because liberals have a racial caste system and they don't like white people.
Kiko.
Okay, but it's not being respectful when we're ignoring why these things are in place. Like, y'all didn't have black people enslaved for all these years. That's the reason why we have these things in place, because we're not equal.
No,
we're trying to create more equality because we're so far gone from that. I think America is too far gone anyway.
But slavery was abolished in 1865. It's 2023.
And when did segregation when was segregation fully desegregated?
Self-segregation still exists. And
That's
now
not what I asked
segregation
you.
exists as a matter of public
That's not what
policy
I
at
asked
universities.
you.
There are now at universities black-only dorms that white students are not allowed to enter. So segregation still exists today. It's just by choice.
I personally don't give a fuck, but that's not what I asked you.
You did. You asked me.
No, I asked when to segregate.
I said it's
Yes,
going
I'm
on.
She
talking about in
means
this.
legal segregation.
That
You
is
know what I'm
legal
talking about.
segregation. It's going on today. I mean, it's.
I
Just,
mean,
it's
there's
been
segregation
broadcast.
by choice. Obviously,
discussion because it's 11:55. And we
yeah,
can go
I
all
agree with
night
her. I
this.
think we
Okay.
should do this on the next episode.
Sure.